Have you ever felt the heaviness of someone's words, leaving you to feel like you're not good enough, or how you would never be able to live up to anything you set your mind to? The pressure lays heavy, especially from loved ones. Parents, friends, family, even teachers can impact you without realizing that they're doing it. In today's episode, we will be talking about the pressures of society and how it can impact everyday life and your own future.
This is a touchy subject, but let's talk about it.
You're muted.
You can still hear me, right? I
I think you're probably too close.
love you. Hi, my loves.
Hi, my tiki's.
So, what are you guys drinking today?
Well, I don't know which part of my personality you're talking about, but the one that's here is drinking the pink drink from Starbucks, but my own little concoction mix-up. So that's what all of me's are. All of me's are drinking that one. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking lemonade today, actually. So, I have something to drink today.
Oh, we're no longer drinking the fake water.
Wow. Just because I didn't have tea in my house, okay?
Okay. Well, you still got something, though. That's all that matters.
Yeah. So, like, how do you make your pinkity drinky, by the way? I'm very curious.
How I make it, okay, my home version is completely different from the version that I get at the store. So it depends which one you're asking about.
No, both?
She says both. Okay, so you're gonna have to give me 1 second because okay. Truth story is that I don't get it myself. Then my husband to get it, and it's with a photo, and he basically knows the order a lot better than I do now because I'm just like, you should know it by now, and he orders it all the time, so he knows it by now. Okay, so I got it. I found the picture. So it's a regular pink drink, but I don't like the strawberry chunks that's in it, only because sometimes, depending what Starbucks you go to, it can taste like it's frozen. You know, it has like that freezer taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just gets like too chewy for my liking because it's been frozen and then it's now sitting in your drink thawing out. So one thing I tell them is like, I don't want the inclusion, because that's what they call it, the strawberry inclusion. I don't want it. I don't ask for ice because they give you more than half the cup of ice. So you thinking you gotta, like, I get the Trenda, which a lot of people don't even know that size exists. It's 32 ounces instead of the Venti. The Venti is 24. So it's more expensive. My drink comes out to maybe about $10 just for one. But it takes me like 7 hours to drink it. So it's kind of worth it for me. It can be an all day drink. Yeah. Other people's might go up and down, but you know, I gotta babysit mine. And I asked for no ice because when they give you everything, it comes out the refrigerator anyway, so everything's cold regardless. You understand?
Right.
So I asked for no ice and I asked for no inclusion. And then instead of them giving me whipped cream, I asked for sugar-free cold foam, which just lasts longer and it doesn't really get stuck to the cup. So you shake it up and it tends to divide from time to time, so you have to make sure you get that. And then I asked for 4 pumps of sugar-free vanilla added. So it gives it more like a strawberry taste to it instead of like a refresher.
Okay.
I don't know. It's something I like. I've never spoken about this before in any prior episodes, but I did have weight loss surgery, which you are aware of. So I have to be very particular with the things that I drink. And not only that, but after the surgery, my taste bud has changed tremendously. So a regular pink drink does not taste great to me. It tastes like chemicals. Right. It's not pleasing.
So the fact that you have less sugar in your drink, right? You put less sugar in your drink. Does like it tastes good to you though? Like it's like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is
Everybody in my house likes it.
Oh.
So it's not like it's disgusting. You know, it's still, if that's the way you're going with the question here, like
no, because I know like the certain drinks, you know, like I know when I go to what's it called, Dunkin' Donuts, and I get like my latte or whatever, they like to like not put sugar in my stuff, so like in my latte or whatever, so it tastes too dark for me, I guess you could say, to the point where it's like it's not, it doesn't go with my taste buds. So
Okay.
my taste buds hates it, and then I end up not drinking it, so I spend whatever money, that I
Oh no,
spend.
girl. You gotta sit there and tweak it to your liking. Like that's the reason that's like Starbucks usually have their things where you specify. You ever see like those movies or commercials? They'd be like, cold foam, hold the ice, put this, put that, put, and it sounds like a
Yeah, I
long
still didn't
list.
put, yeah, yeah.
But when you do that, it's because you're making it to the way that you like it. So literally, like when it's like this drink, it's like, can I have the pink drink or it's the strawberry refresher? That's what it's really known as. So you go
Okay.
and you be like, hey, can I have the strawberry refresher? Trend the size because they ask you what size. You'd be like, I want the trend. I want 4 pumps of sugar-free vanilla, and I want fat-free cold foam, no whipped cream, and no
Okay, I gotta
ice,
write
no
this down.
inclusion. So they know exactly how to make it how you like it. And when I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts prior, now I call it diabetes in a cup. But the coffee that I used to get was a vanilla ice latte, but it wouldn't be just vanilla ice latte. I would be like, can I get vanilla ice latte? I want sugar. I want milk. I want I want caramel, extra drizzle of caramel. And I would be like, I want this and this and that and this. And it came out really sweet the way that I used to drink my coffees back in the days. So it
Mm.
sounds like a long list, but you're making it to the way that you like it. But if you just be like, I want a caramel macchiato, then you're getting the basic. You're not getting the amount of sugar that you want. You're not getting, let's say you want the cold foam and not the whipped cream, but if you're not asking for it, you're going to get just the basic order. So
Right.
it seems kind of tedious when you're like, I want this, hold this, hold that, do this, do this. Like if you be like, shake it 3 times to twist it a quarter inch, I think that's a little too much. But asking for what you want is how you get it. So if you ask for the latte and it's not sweet enough, that's when you have to ask for a little extra something. I always stay away from mocha because mocha is like strong.
Mm.
Like then they be like ice cream latte mocha. I'm like mocha. Ooh, like just smelling it sends me to the bathroom.
So how do
But
you do this pinkity drinkily at home then? Like, how does that even work? Like,
okay, with this one, I am not sponsored, by the way. Okay, I need to be sponsored, but I'm not. I get it's the cranberry white strawberry juice. Okay, and I
mhm.
use 1 cup of that. Then I use the silk sugar free unsweetened coconut milk. I use 1 cup of that. And then I use one, because again, it's Trenda. I get big cups. I don't like little cups. And then I put 1 cup of water. So we got 3 cups, so far in this mix. One of the juice, which is the cranberry white strawberry flavor. One of the Silk brand unsweetened 100% sugar-free coconut organic milk. So it's not tampered with or whatever, and then water. Then I
Okay.
take the Crystal Light, and it's oh shoot, strawberry something. I'm gonna have to. Ooh, it's in my mind. And I don't even got none in the house. I'd be like, let me go get the package. Um, it's a strawberry something. I forgot what it is. I think it's the same thing like white strawberry, but it's the Crystal
Okay.
Light brand. I have that all in one concoction, and then I have a sugar-free vanilla flavored syrup. Like the ones that people be having when they have like their whole coffee bar at the house, the
Okay. Yeah, I've seen
Tortito, the
those.
Tinos, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the vanilla sugar-free one, and I use 2 tablespoons, not teaspoons. Teaspoons are the little ones. I use 2 tablespoons, and then I get the fat-free, not pastured, heavy whipping cream, and I
Okay.
use 2 tablespoons as well. So we got 2 of the vanilla sugar-free, and then 2 of the heavy whipped cream, and then I have like that whisk, the automatic one,
Mm-hmm.
and I let that mix for about 2 minutes straight. So that's how you get the cold foam, or at least the home version of it. And then I just mix it all together. So I already have the juices mixed together, inside like my big cup. Then I take the heavy whipping cream, mix that with the vanilla sugar free, and then I put that together and I shake it like I go, pa, pa, pa. And then that's it. And then that's my drink.
Oh, that's interesting. That's
It doesn't
interesting.
taste 100% like Starbucks, but it's not a disappointment at all.
It's a home version, okay, guys?
It is, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah. No, I don't doubt it. I would try it. I'm going to try it one day.
Yeah, I'll send you. I'll send it to you. I gotta look for the picture because I found that one on Pinterest. I found those instructions on Pinterest, so I would definitely I'll send it to you, and then maybe we can upload it and put it out there like on one of our social medias. We do have to update those things, but have a little section of the pink drink, guys.
Maybe. Okay.
But we got completely off topic. We were here
right. Let's get back on subject. Pressure of society. That's right. Let's do
freaking
this.
Pressure, man. Freaking pressure.
Society lately has been freaking crazy. Do you agree?
I quit society.
I wanna exit. Where's the door?
Right. Like I don't even want to be here no more. I don't like it here no more.
Yeah,
I hate it here, guys.
There's so much expectations in this generation. It's too much.
It's supposed to be simple, but I feel the fact that it's quote unquote so simple that it makes it difficult because it's something that's completely out of the norm. And I don't know if that makes sense, but we're in a world where we live in a day and age, let me say it that way, where the society is like, do what you want, do what you love. But if you're not doing what the person that tells you to do what you love loves, then you're wrong.
Yeah.
And I can't stand that. Because if we all do what we love or we all do what we want, then we're not doing anything that's beneficial.
Not at all.
And I don't like that. Like, I know I'm saying it slow, but it's because I'm saying it as I feel it.
Yeah, specifically.
Yeah, like I don't like that. When you have a kid and you tell them to clean up their room and they don't feel like cleaning up their room, and you just allow them to move that way, their room will never get clean. But instead of you show them that you have to clean up your room because it's something that needs to get done, that's when you see the difference. And when you see the difference, then they see the reward because now they get to lay down. Their room smells clean. They have like, I don't know, the what is that aroma diffuser thing going on, or a plug-in, and they sit down.
Stuff, yeah.
Right. And they sit down and they're just like, I feel like I could breathe. But when you was doing what you wanted to do and you was laying down in a dirty room, you were suffocating because you did what you wanted.
Exactly.
And I think that this is one of the pressures of the society of today. It's like, do what you want. No, do what needs to get done. Later, you get to do what you want, because if you clean up the room, you didn't want to do it.
Right.
But now you get to lay down the rest of the entire day doing nothing because you cleaned your room, and now you're in a happier mood because your room is clean. You understand? Like, I know I'm talking in circles, but it's like this world, just do what you want. Don't do what you want. Do what you need to do. Imagine if everybody that day decided to just lay down and do absolutely nothing. And then something happens that I don't know, at a factory or whatever, and people are like, I'm not going into the fire department today. I'm calling out. Who the hell's going to turn off the fires?
Right.
If, God forbid somebody gets hit and the paramedics are like, we're not working today. Who the heck is going to help the people that are stuck in the hospital, in like the sidewalks or something, that can't make it to the hospital in their own car?
Yeah.
You understand? Like, imagine if everybody just did whatever it is that they wanted to do. And I feel that one of the pressures of society is doing that. Like, do what makes you happy. No, don't do what makes you happy. Eventually, you will be happy. The reason we got so far in the world is because people did what they had to do. And it's the generations after that they're able to benefit off of that. And I feel that we tend to just get so caught up in our own self-wants and our own self-desires that we forget the bigger picture at hand. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes like the pressures that we get from our own parents, in the sense of like, they didn't finish school, so then they force us to do it. And it's just like, like, stop living your life through me, man.
I remember my mom used to like beat up people. Well, not beat up people, I'm not gonna say that, but she was a thug. She was a little baby thug. She was always telling me stories and stuff like that. And And my thing is like, you wanted, you came and you wanted me to have a better life, and then now your pressures of that expectations of, like you gotta dress this way, you gotta look this way because other people are looking at you, and then now you feel like you have to please the world, and you're doing it for the world and not yourself. You know, that
Mm-hmm.
alone is a pressure.
Right. Living up
And
to the standard.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like, what the hell? Like, how did we get here? You know? And then
Right.
you get old, and then because you were pressured to do such things, you're just like, I don't care no more. You know?
Well, that didn't happen for me. Instead, I still care and I want to not care. Like, I hate that I care. And it's like, I don't care. But deep down, it's like, you care, girl. It's the care. That happened with me. And not to like bad talk my mom. I know that's not what we're doing here, just in case
Yeah, yeah,
anybody
no.
gets any ideas. Because we still love our mama. I would shoot you for my mama. So let's
Yeah,
not,
I will strangle you for my
Right?
mama.
Oh, she said it's personal. Because, they say that if the closer you are to your victim, it's more personal. So you got to strangle them, you eye to eye. I'll shoot you, you know? But anyway, so my mom, she didn't grow up, well, she didn't raise me to worry about brand names and things like that. But my mother was always like, oh, you got a black hat. You need to take that out. And we could be on the public transportation, on the bus. And she digging in my face. And it's like, like get off my freaking feet. And then she's like, you don't want to go to school with that. Like, but I don't want people looking at me, you digging in my face on the bus. You know?
Oh my god, my mom used to do that too.
You see? But then here's the pressure, like, oh, you can't have the acne, but don't get on my face in the bus. Or if not, like, I got curly hair. I have curly hair and I don't got like those nice little loose curls. I got shrinkage in my hair. When my hair is loose, it's probably around my shoulders, but if I iron it or I blow it out, you got it to like my bra strap and stuff, So I got curly hair with shrinkage, so it really bounces. My grandma has it's mixed texture, so she has like afro hair mixed with like other kind of hair, and it's also frizzy. So I don't have exactly her type of texture, but I got them curls. So curly people don't comb their hair, and not in a bad way. We untangle it or whatever, but once it goes, you don't pass a brush into that. You don't pass a brush. And my mother will always be like, you gotta comb your hair, like leave my hair alone. And then when I'm trying to like get ready to walk out the door, she wanna pass a comb. And then it's like, whoop, there goes the frizz. And it's just like, oh my God. It's like, you better comb your hair. What are people gonna think? What? Excuse me, like, you caused this problem. And then I would do it sometimes to shut her up. But as I started getting older, that's how I lived my life, with the pressure that my mom gave me to worry about what people would think. And even though I'm not a people pleaser, now I'm anxious of the thoughts that fall behind the people I interact with. Where it's like, do they like me? Are they gonna get along with me? If I tell them no, would they stop talking to me? Because in the back of my head is, what will people think? Is my hair comb? Do I look decent? Oh, I don't want to embarrass my husband when I'm outside with him. Do I look okay? Are they going to look at him and be like, what the hell did he see in her? Why? Because now I worry on what people would think. And that's something that screwed me up, And with my own children, I try not to use those words. There's times I'm like, yo, what are people gonna think? And then I'm like, we don't care what the hell they think. Like, what do you think? And I try to switch it. Like, how do you feel about yourself? Do you feel comfortable in the things that you are wearing? So in my sense,
Right.
I grew up with I didn't have the brand names. I didn't. And up to this day, if I have it, I have it. If I don't, I don't. Me da lo mismo. You understand? There's certain things that I won't wear that's cheap. Like my coats have to be brand name, because I just feel like the ones that aren't really don't keep me as warm. And I don't know if it's a mental thing, but for me, it doesn't do it for me. Depending, like my sneakers have to be, but my sandals don't, like it all depends. So growing up with my mother not stressing brand names, I really don't stress the brand names myself. Not what I eat, not what I wear, how I comb my hair, all that stuff, like the type of things that I get. The brands don't bother me, but how I look when I step out of my house. Like if I'm gonna look like a bum, I better look like I'm a well put together bum, opposed to looking like I just rolled out of bed and left. You're gonna look at me, you be like, oh, she planned that bum outfit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
no, I
things
get it.
like that. Like if I decide I'm not gonna comb my hair and I wear a messy bun and you can see the bumps of the curls on my head, but I'm
Yeah.
passing water. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna look like I did it like that on purpose type of stuff. So I had grew up with that type of pressure from my mom and it stuck with me. So I wish I didn't care, but I do.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like when I was growing up, my mom always was a more brand type of person. She always
Okay.
wanted me to have the name brand of everything. She would wake me up so early before I even went to school to brush my hair and get my butt ready for to take on the world. And then when I get home, she'd be like on some. So, what did your classmates say about your hair? You know?
Oh. She was one of those.
I love
We
my
love you,
mom.
Baba Aya. We
I
love you,
love
Baba
my, no,
Aya.
I love my mom. I do, but she used to do that all the time. She used to do that all the time, and it you know I mean she wanted me to look good. That's what I always told myself when I was growing up. She just wants me to look good. She just wants me to look good. It's not just to impress other people.
See, my sister's like, you don't want people to talk about you. Like, you don't want people to. So now in my head, it's like, oh, are you talking about me? That's the pressure I had with that.
You're right. You look at people funny. Like, do you like my clothes? Are you just
Right,
saying you like my clothes? Like,
right. Or like if let's say like I see you down the street and we're like, hey, how are you? And then a week later, we're at the store and you just pass right by me, and it's like, did you not see me or did you
right?
choose not to see me? And it's just like, why would she not say hi? If she saw me, she should have said. And I hate that because now
That's
I'm
because you're
worried.
at Walmart looking like a bum.
Purposely, okay? Because I purposely did that.
So they have to put their hands over their face. Like, don't notice me, don't notice me.
But this shouldn't matter. This should not matter.
No, but society does look at you like,
Mm-hmm.
my husband is, you know how my husband is. He's Cuban and his skin's white. I'm, Panamanian and my skin's dark. And so we're biracial couple. And when we
But
were
you
in
guys
Georgia-
seem to be biracial because you guys are both Hispanics.
yeah, we seem to be
So,
biracial.
yeah.
So when we go out, people stare.
They
And I've
still
gotten used
do
to it.
that?
Yes, they
Oh
still do
my
that.
God. I don't
People,
mean to sound like I'm naive, but it's just like with all this promotion of mixed race to get like these babies to look a certain type of way, like I wouldn't think that they would still be doing that.
yeah, they do it. They do it. Like people used to stare at us and stuff like that every time we'd pass by and stuff, and we ignore it, of course. I tried to become like not even I tried to have like blind sides on
Okay.
because I know that it will bother me if I do notice it, so I tend to not want to notice it. And then my husband, of course, since he's he works as a correction officer, so his job is to observe all the time.
Mm,
So
yeah.
he's always observing people's reactions and he notices it, so, and we talk about it, but we love each other, so that's all that matters to me.
See, with me, it's the opposite. I'm your husband and you're my husband in the sense that my husband is darker than me. And then I'm in the lightish. I'm not as light as your husband, though. I'm proud to say that real quick. I got some color. Oh my
Look at
God.
a lot of gay.
But I'm definitely not as I'm not as light as he is. But I don't tend to notice that as I come out, I'm like, are you sure? But then again, I'm from New York. And New York, you got a whole bunch of everythings. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody mixes with everybody.
Right.
I'm not saying
Right.
that they don't look at people any type of way. I'm just, I don't know. Out here, I really don't see it either because, now I'm in Connecticut and stuff like that. So I'm also not aware of it in the sense, but I think it's because it's something I never even paid attention to. I'm going to be completely honest because as you can see, you're talking about it. I'm like, wait, that still exists? You know what I mean? So I think I'm just like naive in that end.
Yeah, like in Florida we don't get it. Like in Florida we don't get the like looks. I mean, of course I haven't really been out like that because we're always working. So that could also lead to it. But like I know when we used to go out and I used to be like, like a housewife and everything like that.
Why you whisper it like that when I was a housewife? Girl, I'm a housewife.
But I don't have no kids, so you know what I'm saying?
But that's a
Like,
housewife.
no kids.
That if you had the kid, then you'd be the stay-at-home mom. But you're a housewife. That means your focus is the wife. But we're gonna get into that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Whatever title you want to have it.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I was a housewife in Georgia, and I used to like when my husband would come home, we would go grocery shopping, whatever, on the days that we get paid, and like. That's when I noticed it. I'd go to the grocery store and then people would just be staring. We go to the amusement park, people be staring. And it's just like, do you guys never seen, a dark-skinned girl with a light-skinned man?
A light, bright man?
Yeah. Like, is it not, it's not normalized, So, which is kind of weird seeing as everything... like now, like gay couples are being normalized, everything like that, yet we're still in that mindset of biracial,
right?
Like it just doesn't make sense to me,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying.
Yeah, so like the pressure like that I feel like that's also a pressure in society as well, like, oh, stick to your own race type thing, so it's
that's definitely something that used to happen a lot in the past. Again, that's like how I feel like maybe like I'm like, what's this still happening?
And it's crazy because me and my husband, we're both Latin. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
We're Latinos. So for them to be on some like stay with your own, it's like, yeah, I feel like it like society has definitely put us in a bubble.
No, it's definitely true. Especially like with me and my husband, what I did notice is the weight size. Being that I was a lot more heavier before and my husband was slender, like he wasn't so super skinny, but
right.
Like my husband, like you can notice like the biceps, you can notice the muscle there, and you can notice like the muscles in the pec. And this was before he had his little tummy, like he didn't have the abs, but he didn't have the type of stomach that he has now. So he was a lot more slender in the torso area.
Right.
And then here I am, looking like a Oompa Loompa. So we're like the perfect 10, I'm the short and round, and then he's the tall and slender. And we will walk around and that would be the look. Because I'm also spoiled. I'm not going to lie. I deny it a lot of the times, but it's, I'm honest Abe tonight. And I can't tie my sneakers. I can tie my sneakers. I take like 2 steps and it unties. That's something that I struggled with. I told my husband all the time I need Velcro, but he refuses to get me Velcro sneakers. So what ends up happening, he's the one that ties my sneakers. And then, he's the one that's bending down. I'm putting my foot on his knee. And they just look at us. And then it's just like, am I ugly? Is he ugly? Is it because I'm the butterball and he's the slender? Like,
no, I don't think
why are you looking at us?
Like, why is he bending down to tie your shoes? Can't you capable of tying your own shoes?
And
that's
the answer
what their
is
mindset is.
And the answer is no, I'm incapable of doing that. Because if I could, I would have.
Definitely like people just be staring at you for no freaking reason.
And then like, let's say it is because he's tying my shoe, right? On Facebook, you see these posts that girls be putting like, oh, I want to be the passenger princess. And here I am being just that. And you're going to look at me like, let's say that is the case. So am I supposed to be an independent woman tying her own shoe? Or can I be spoiled by my husband where, well, it's not an actual disability, but I'm incapable of tying my shoe. But if you didn't know that and you see him tying it, is it an issue?
One, now in today's day and age, it is an issue to see a guy cater to his wife.
Right, because it became something where it's taboo and girls just want it. Because I see it on Facebook. I don't even freaking follow young teenagers unless they're my cousins or my nieces and things like that, But instead, you know how they have like the suggestions and things like that, or ads and everything. And it's all about like, oh, when the guy ties the shoe, or when the guy buys the girl her favorite drink without asking about it and doing these things like that. I can literally say I'm blessed in that department. It doesn't mean it doesn't come attached with a freaking headache, because it does. It does. There's a lot of times I want to throw my husband out the first floor window, but whatever. That's a story for another day. But my husband does do those things. Like he comes home and he's the one getting me my pink drink. There's times I'm like, babe, can I get it? And there's times that I'm not even asking him for it. And he walks in the house with it. I'm like, ooh. And I start doing that happy dance. Like,
Right. Like when you finally get something that you always wanted. And then
right. And then he does it. Right. And he would do it. Or, I can't tie my shoe, and it don't matter if we're in Target. It doesn't matter if we're coming out the car. It don't matter where we're at. And I'm like, babe, that's all I got to say, and lift my leg. And he's already like, give me. You know what I'm saying? And he'll tie it or whatever the case is, and if I'm like, hey, babe, like, hold my purse. And he has no issues putting my book bag on. If I have like a huge tote bag, he has no issues holding it in like his elbow, like, bringing it up there. He'll do it. It's not a problem for him.
Yeah, my husband caters to me too. He'd be like, also, like when I get ready for work and I have a collar or whatever, and then he sees that my collar's messed up, he goes and fix it, and he's like, there, you look better now, now you can go, and stuff like that. And then I'd be like, hey, my shoe, I can't put my feet in my shoe. Can you, and then he's over there like shanking my shoe in there and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then stuff like that. Like he's nice and then all that other stuff. And then he always wants to freaking do my hair. And I'm like, stop touching my hair.
Oh,
and I'm a person that
ain't nobody touching my hair. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he wants to touch my hair. I'm like, I don't want you to touch my hair. I think it's a Hispanic thing too. Like people don't want to I don't like touching. I never did. Even in school, people would try to touch my hair and I'd be like, I don't know where your fingers have been.
I think it's a woman thing. I don't think it's a Hispanic thing. I think it's just a woman thing.
I don't know.
It's just like I took time to comb my hair. Don't touch it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that complain about that too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess it's not a Hispanic thing.
No, it's definitely not. I think it's more of a
because they'd be like
thing.
On some, ooh, I love the texture of your hair,
right,
and all that other stuff. So it's like,
don't touch my hair. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but my husband always wants to try to freaking fix my hair, and I'm like, I can do it myself, So, but he does cater to me a lot, And I guess it's just when you're so into your wife and stuff like that, you just want to do something for her all the time.
Maybe.
Which is,
nice. But I guess if it's not my weight, then it's his gesture towards me that's causing the tensions and the side eyes and all that stuff. Because, it's with a lot of things that we do. And now that I think about it, it could be that it might not be the word perfect 10. It's probably just the way that he caters, because like if we go out to eat, and not like I'm not even talking about like a fancy restaurant, like we go to McDonald's or whatever, when we used to, because I don't like McDonald's anymore, but when we used to go, I would be the one sitting down at the table, and then he'll get up, make the line, order the food, bring the tray to us or to me, and then we would sit down and we would eat. And like, let's say they forgot the straw or something, I'm like, oh, they forgot the straw. And if I go get up to do the gesture, he's like, sit down, and he'll get up and he would go, and he's the one like getting, the dipping sauce and the straws and extra napkins and doing all this stuff. So the whole entire time since we walked in, I'm not getting up. And then when we finish eating, I'm cleaning up the table, putting the wrappers on the tray, all this other extra stuff. By the time I'm putting like my book bag on and all this stuff, he's already grabbed everything and threw it out. And then he's waiting for me at the door holding it open. So I would always be like, what is it like? Is it that I'm like the bigger girl or whatever the case is? It could be that, or just the fact that he's, in that sense, old school.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's old school thing.
And it's people, just like
right now it's just taboo.
Right, and it's just like, aren't you wanting this? Based off of Facebook and Instagram posts that I see where girls be like, oh, that would be nice. So the fact that it's happening, it's a problem. So it's good as long as it's a fantasy, but if it becomes a reality for somebody, then that's a problem. And to me, it's just like, what? And I know that the way that this world is going, I know back in the days, is it called chivalry or something? Chivalry or whatever, like when the guy holds the door.
Chivalry,
so that stuff. Right. It's supposedly they're trying to kill it. I'm not going to say it's dead because my husband still does it. So he's keeping it up and going. Yours the way that you're
that's the saying. No, that's what I was
right. And I feel like this whole feminine movement that started back in the 60s, it's going so strong and so hard, but they're taking away everything that we grew up, not we, because I'm not from the 60s, but the way that the society was going, they're trying to take it out so badly. where women are becoming manly. And if you are feminine, if you move in your femininity, then it's frowned upon. And that's something else that me personally, I find it to be that it's a pressure of society that you have to be the strong, independent woman. And you can do that
Yep.
while still having a loving, caring husband.
Right.
You understand? And I feel
Yeah.
like there's a misunderstanding, a misconception of what it is to be in a good, healthy relationship. Because a lot of people have this mindset, a lot of females have this mindset where it's like, I could do it on my own. You damn right you can. But why do it on your own when you can have a partner that helps you get it done?
Exactly.
And that is something that I feel that literally the title, The Pressure of Society, has corrupted the mindset of these younger females and even the females of our age. You know, like back in the days, the woman would stay in the car until the man opened the door for her. That's not what's happening anymore. Now it's like, I got it. Like, heck no. Open the door so I could hold my dress. Or open the door so I could grab my purse and I can come out. Oh, you got an umbrella waiting for me so I don't have to get wet. Thank you. I appreciate that gesture. Instead of it being like, I got it. And now we having meetings about how I hate men and men ain't nothing and men can't do nothing. They're not good for nothing. We made them not be that. Like nowadays, like women want to be He-Mans. You know, and it's nothing wrong if you're independent. It's nothing wrong if you got it, because if you got it and you can do it, do it. But I don't think that we should be hating on the other people that, you know, are dependent.
Got that relationship.
Right, because for me, it falls on two different aspects in the sense that my husband does what he does. And again, he's not perfect, so I'm not going to make it seem like he's one of those guys in the movies, you know. But he definitely works. You know, my husband, he's the driver. My husband opens my door and he ties my shoes and he carries the bags. When we go grocery shopping, I'm carrying the bread and, you know, the eggs into the house, and he's the one with like 15 bags in his arms.
That's so weird, because that's the opposite between over here. Like, I'm carrying 15 bags. My husband's carrying 2, you know?
You know, like with me it's that, but it took a lot to get there. Like literally, like, you know, I'm broken. The way I always tell everybody, like I'm being held together by the Holy Spirit Band-Aid that keeps my body intact, because I'm like a delicate flower. I fall apart. So it took all of that physical limitation and physical therapies and surgeries and all that stuff, but this is where we're at. So whether he's doing it because he knows that physically I'm incapable, if he's doing it from the goodness of his heart, I'm still being taken care of, and that's something that's become taboo. But at the same time, I'm also a housewife and a stay-at-home mom. I'm both, you know.
Right.
Even though
even catering to your husband is also tabooed, because it's because I know I cater to my husband a lot. Like, I'd be like, oh babe, you know, do you have a good time at work? Do you need me to do this? Do you need me to do that? You know, and it's like that. Like, I cater to my husband. I spoil the crap out of him, you know.
Like, I'm not a spoiler. I didn't grow up that way. I don't really do hugs. I don't do I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. That's not me. But when my husband comes home, my house is clean. You know, I don't cook, so I hate cooking. But my house is clean, laundry is done, the bed is made. You know what I'm saying? Like, my kids went to school, they came home from school, homework is complete, they're bathed, I am being that mom. And it's not where the roles are, you're the woman, you do this. It's just, I'm home. The least I can do is clean this house while this man is out at work. And I would say it's an even trade, but it can't be compared to what gets done, because my husband right now, he works 7 days a week. He don't get a day off. You know, my husband, he works over 10 hours a day, because we are a family of 8. It's 5 human beings, but we got 3 dogs. And those dogs are not cheap. They gotta eat. They need shampoo. They need their shots. They need to go to the vet. They need to do all of that stuff. We have a car. We got car insurance. We gotta put gas into that. We got bills. We got rent. You know what I'm saying? So he does all of this stuff. So it's like, I can do my end of the stick. I can do my end of the bargain, or whatever the case is. I can do my part. And I feel that that's frowned upon when people be like, you're home? Yeah, I'm home. You don't work? No. So you live off your husband's income? Yeah, I do. Is there a problem with
Oh
that?
yeah, that's another pressure. Yeah, that's a pressure of society that's freaking crazy because I remember when I first got married to my husband, and I was not working for a good year or two, in our
Hmm.
relationship, in the beginning of our relationship. I decided not to like, work and stuff like that. I just wanted to be home and and cater to my husband. And I felt like his family was looking at me some type of way, like, oh, she hasn't found a job yet, and they would make side comments and stuff like that. And it was just it was very uncomfortable, like very uncomfortable to the point like I felt like I needed to get a job so that I can prove that I'm
Oh,
not
that
this
still happens
worthless
here.
person.
It happens here too. Well, not in my household, you know, but the family, and they be like, "Oh, pobrecito, like he needs help." That's nice. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I say it in the sense that when my husband and I first got married, I told him I was not gonna be no housewife. I told him I was not gonna be no stay-at-home mom because I like working. I like being out and about. I
Right.
really do. Like I feel like I thrive. But he was like, no, like I want to be the breadwinner. This is something that he wanted. Even up to this day, I fight him on it. And I'm like, I want to go to work. I don't want to be here. I'm like, I feel like I'm held hostage in my own house, and it does become an argument between the both of us. So it's not like it's even comedic between us. Sometimes it is, but a lot of the times it's like, I don't want to be here. Literally, people say that, but I really mean it. I'm like, I don't want to be here. And it's something that he expressed like, this is what I want. And this is him telling me like, this is what I want. Like, I want you at home. I want you, there with the kids and this and this and the third. So it's not where I'm being quote unquote lazy. It's not where I'm on some like, I'm never going to work. Like, you have to take care of me. No, I'm like, can I go to work? I want to go to work. Like, I don't want to be here. And then it's something that he wants me to do at home. So when I explain that to people, they be like, oh, I could never. You damn right you could never. That's a come you're not. But it don't mean that I'm wrong for this. It doesn't mean that I'm less of a woman or less of a person that puts things into society. I do just as much as the next person does. Differently though, but I do it. I won't be able to
Right.
collect Social Security because, I don't have the experience that the government says that I need to be able to have Social Security, but he got life insurance. At the time college, he got life insurance.
Right.
But then I feel like the pressure is so strong on the females because like the way you and I was talking, like I'm at home and it's just like, oh, you're not working. But then if you're working
Yeah.
and you have kids, it's like, you're not taking care of your kids. You letting
The kids.
strangers, or just you
Mhm.
just working yourself and not having kids. It's like, oh, so you don't have no time for your husband then, huh? Like,
Right.
how are we supposed to
Right. It's freaking
how,
like
like, you never could please anybody. Everybody always got something to say.
mhm.
This is one lady. I know I always get at you for bringing TikTok up. I always get at you, especially when we're not recording. I always be like, you and your TikTok, stay off of it. But this
Next
is
season
one.
we'll leave TikTok out, okay? Next season.
No, but this is, I'm the whole introduction of that is because this is one lady I follow on TikTok, right? And she's a stay-at-home wife. She doesn't have no kids. It's just her and her husband. And she is old school traditional housewife. I'm talking about, I inspire to be like her. I would never do it, but I would love to. Like, she gets up before her husband does and she showers. She got her hair, her makeup, her dress, her little apron, making him food from scratch. Like, he don't get no, pie cut from the supermarket and placed in a plate. No, this freaking heifer's waking up and baking a pie. Like, he is waking up to the scent of a pie being baked. You know what I'm saying? When he comes
That
home,
must have been a good life for him.
that's what I'm saying. But
Good
they ain't got
life.
no kids or nothing like that. So if she want to take a nappy nap where he gone, she could do it. I'm not saying that she
Yeah.
does, but this is something that she herself and her husband, again, both agreed on. Something I didn't agree, but I agreed with my husband. I didn't agree, but I agreed. But this is something that they agreed on, where she
Yeah.
used to work, and he was like, this is what I want when I get married. And she was like, and that's something that I would deliver on. So she, has videos where she shows you like what she does. Like she bakes her bread from scratch. She does all of this stuff. And there is so much hatred that is given to her on her page for loving on her husband and for her staying at home. They're like, oh, you don't got no kids. You should be at work. You should be this. You should be. If they don't have no kids and he works and he makes sufficient amount of money to support the both of them, what is the issue with her being at home?
Yeah.
It's not where he works and they're on welfare. They're getting food stamps. Like he's working 15 jobs and he's never home and he's tired, where she's capable of helping out. No, the money that he makes is sufficient for it's just two human beings. And they're not babies. So they're not growing out of clothes. They're not doing things like that. And then she even shows where she shops at, and she gets these dresses for like $15 off of Amazon. And they're like, oh, you're wasting his money. It's $15 a dress. What do you mean? You go to Walmart, you go to freaking Target, and you get a dress there for like $35, and that's a cheap one. So the fact that her dresses are $15, and then like
have a lot to say about what other people are doing, and it's just like, yo, dude, just be happy. You know what I'm saying? Just be happy. With everybody's talking about equality, everybody's talking about unity, everybody's talking about respect other people.
As long as it's aligned with them. As long as it's aligned with them.
And if it doesn't correspond to their morals, it's not right.
Right. And then that's something else, so the housewife and the working wife, they don't get the same kind of respect. That's one of the pressures of society. Growing up, trying to, like when you're being young, is worrying about what other people got to say. And then you get older and then you don't freaking care anymore. Or if you're like me, you're an overthinker, overthinking what the people are saying. That's due to the pressure of growing up and trying to please other people. Then you got the people where, if you don't live your life the way that they live theirs. And I'm sorry because, I'll take it back. I'm not sorry. I bring up Jesus in every conversation that we have because he is a part of my life. So I cannot neglect him or not bring him up in any topic. But like you talking about equality and stuff like that. So you can live your life the way you live. But let me talk about Jesus, and you literally want to take him off the cross and pin me up to it. And that's something else that I feel that's another pressure, where it's just like you can have your shirt that says, for example, F all Christians, and it's perfectly fine. But if I have a shirt that says Jesus saves, people are rolling their eyes at me. And it's just like, how is that fair if we're fighting for equality? So you love who you love, let me love who I love. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
And then that becomes a problem as well. And then the society don't like that. Society hates it.
Society doesn't like anything. Society doesn't like anything. It doesn't like anything that doesn't correspond to their beliefs.
Right. And the thing is that we, me and you, not everybody, but we live in the US of A, the land of the free. It's that in itself, where it's like no matter where you go, no matter where you turn, I feel like it's an anxiety attack waiting to happen. Like the pressure is so strong, but it's more in the sense of the selfishness, where everybody wants you to pick a side, where it's just like, can I be neutral? Can I love the housewife and love the working wife? Can I love the stay-at-home mom and love the working mom? Instead, it's like, no. And that's not fair. How is that okay? Or what about this? Hear this. If you are a big woman, and what I mean by big is high in numbers due to your weight, and you love yourself, people are disgusted that you're wearing a thong at the beach. Why are you disgusted? Because she loves herself, or you don't want to look at that? Because you could close your eyes. But then...
It's because society has brought up this body standard. That's
right.
What it is.
That's
Society
exactly where I was heading into.
Yeah, this whole body standard, to the point where now you have to live up to that body image. And if you don't live up to that body image, then you're not considered
beautiful.
Perfect, I guess.
Right. Yeah, you're not beautiful. You're not perfect. And I hate that.
And then my thing is like, but what you're seeing on social media, those famous people that are so skinny and stuff like that, they had the surgeries to be like that. They had the plastic to be put into their butts.
It's not even only that though. It's not only them. Lizzo, right? She's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
She's freaking beautiful. She's talented. And she loves the
Yeah.
skin that she's in. And you got
Yeah.
these people hating on her. But then
The
when
pressure, and
but
watch, I'm
when
gonna
Kim
tell you now, the
Kardashian
pressure of
went,
it.
when Kim Kardashian went and she lost the weight, even though it was just for the Marilyn Monroe dress, but she lost the weight, people had comments about that. Oh, she's too skinny. So now we have Lizzo that's too big, Kim Kardashian that's too skinny. And then
No,
Kim
but
Kardashian got the butt implants. Oh, it's too big, it's fake, it's this, it's that. She shrinks her butt. Oh, it's so small. And then, like, oh my gosh, I just want to
there's no
like
pleasing
punch
people.
you in your eyeball.
There's no pleasing people. There's no pleasing people. But I'm pretty sure the pressures of the society and what people's standard is going to neglect a lot of things. Like Lizzo, I'm pretty sure if she keeps getting as famous as she is gonna get, I'm pretty sure it's gonna get much more heavier on her, and she's gonna end up doing, losing weight like every other celebrity that has come out fat and then decided to lose weight.
But I think that becomes more.
Take one.
I think that's more in the sense
Seth
of like
Rogen.
wanting to have to be healthier. Like Melissa McCartney,
Yeah,
that comedian actress. Oh my God, I love her.
Yeah.
She started losing weight
Yeah.
because one, she said that her and her husband were becoming famous in the limelight, and she didn't want to compete with skinnier women. That in itself is sad. There's I think I forgot her name, Willia something. That she's another one that she did high pitch, something like that they sing.
Pitch Perfect.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that girl,
Pitch
her,
Perfect.
the one with the W. Go ahead, you
Yeah,
was gonna say
yeah.
her name.
Yeah,
Her.
I forgot her name. Rebel Wilson. Rebel Wilson. That's her.
Okay, I don't know if it's her now. I'm a little confused, but in case, whatever, her, right?
Yeah,
She goes, and she ended up losing weight because she wanted to get on the healthier end, and I think she was trying to conceive a baby. I don't know, don't quote me. I think she was trying to conceive a baby, and it was being a little hard for her because she was overweight. So she lost the weight so she could try to do this. Melissa McCartney's like, hey, like my husband, he directs every movie that she's in. And it's just like now he's becoming famous, whether he's cute or not, people are going to want to be with him, and now I got to compete with that. So one is losing weight to try to hope that her marriage doesn't get fuzzled. The other one's trying to be healthy so she could have a baby. Other people do it because they no longer like what they look like, and it's a problem. But then if you love yourself and you just eat whatever the heck you want to eat and you gain weight, there's a problem. If you have no stretch marks when you have a big butt, it's fake. But then if you have stretch marks and have a big butt, you look ugly. Why you got stripes in your body, all this other extra stuff. Like society is exhausting. The opinions of others.
Toxic.
It's
toxic.
It is. It's an abusive relationship if you think about it. Because you can
Society is an abusive, what is it? A boiling pot. That's what it is. It's an abusive boiling pot.
An abuse, girl? No. You can't be a boiling pot that's abusive. It don't work that. No, we're not doing this.
Yes, it does.
We're not.
It does. It's a boiling pot of abusiveness.
No, we're not doing this. Oh my gosh.
It's spilling over out of the pot.
Okay, then it can be a boiling pot, but it cannot be an abusive boiling pot. It don't even got a hand to slap you. I'm not doing this with you.
The ingredients inside.
No, we're not doing. No, anyways, guys. Okay, or like we're going back. I'm not letting her do this. Okay, or like even like the pressures of being a friend. If you're those type of person who's wholesome and innocent, right? You don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't have sex, you don't do anything like that. You're weird. They make fun of you for being a virgin. They make fun of you for not liking smoke and all this other extra stuff. And it's just like, since when? And I know that the Bible speaks about this. The Bible says that as the days come closer and closer to being the end, good is going to be considered bad and bad is going to be considered good. So I can understand that. So basically, like those who read and acknowledge what's being said in the Bible can be able to pinpoint it out, because the Bible also says that we would know the commanding of God through the signs and wonders of the word. So now that that's happening, it's like, oh my God, like this world's really coming to an end. But it's just like these kids, like, oh, I'm a virgin, I'm waiting for marriage. It's like, what? Back in the days, people used to go to like Europe to give their kid up for adoption, and the mother would be like, oh, they're with their cousin. They're staying over there. They're going to school. They're going abroad.
Oh my God, that reminds me of a story, right? Like I
Okay.
was, I believe it
Is
was
it a
my
real
first job.
story?
No, it's a real story. It's my story. It's my experience.
Oh,
But
okay. I just want to make sure you're not going to kill
I
nobody
was
in this one like you did the last one.
okay. You know what? You know what? All right. I told you I didn't do my research. I don't know how many times I said that in that
I
one
know, and it
episode.
shows. It shows. Okay, it just you gave me dramatized. What? I'm dramatized. Okay, I'm dramatized.
Don't hold me to that episode, all
I
right? I found the
am.
story interesting.
I'm holding you. You died. You killed her like almost 2 years before her time. But go ahead. So your real life story that's
Anyways,
relatable to this.
no. When I was young and I had my first job, my first ever job, I was a bagger, a grocery bagger, in the commissary on base because my dad, he was an army. I'm an army rat. So
Definitely a
I had my
brat.
first ever job, and at the time, I believe I was 17, and I was a virgin. I was a 17-year-old virgin, and it was tabooed. Because they were like, "Oh my God, you're a virgin! Oh my God." Tell me why one of my friends that I worked with the commissary with, she was like, "You know what? We should go out and you should get laid. Get your V card, removed." And it's like, no, I enjoy being who I am right now. Thank you, though. But it's like, how can you offer someone that is content and, being waiting for the perfect man to, well, not the perfect man, but waiting for, somewhat of a perfect man to come and, lose your virginity to? Like, how can you come and tell somebody that what you're doing or what you're waiting for is like a fantasy or something like that? You shouldn't even do that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just not right. Like, you can't go here and be like, "Oh, let's go to a mixer so that you can go and get laid so you can use that freaking virginity that you're holding on to so tightly." Like, I'm sorry, was I supposed to be 13 and losing my virginity?
Right.
Like,
I'm not saying that you're supposed to. I'm disagreeing with you. Like, excuse me. Like, right, excuse her.
like, let's go to a mixer, Let's go to a mixer. You'll lose that virginity today. Oh, yeah.
But it's like that. Like, you were a virgin. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't believe that. But back in the days, you were a virgin until you got married. And if you wasn't, it was like, "Oh, you're a whore. Your child came from wedlock." No. And one thing I hate is just that the pressures change. Nothing stays constant. And I think that that's also what's so confusing. I think if something stood the same, like the color black is black. And from the beginning of times to the present day, black is black. Therefore, if we were to call black blue, we're going to be like, "What the hell?" And everybody will agree that it's wrong. But I think that because time changes and what we consider to be cute, right, wrong, ugly, skinny, fat, beautiful, like all those things, being that it changes, it's never going to be consistent outcomes, if that makes sense. And I think that that's why the difference of opinions always tend to come into play, and you would never be able to satisfy people, because what we're going based off of is feelings, it's thoughts, it's feelings are emotions, but it's just feelings and thoughts, and we're not going off of facts. The fact is that black is black and white is white.
Yeah.
So if someone ever tries to call it something else, like if a child calls white and they call it a whale, they're like, "Mommy, that's the whale." You're going to chuckle and you're going to accept it because it's a child and they're coming at it with a childlike mentality. But as they get older, you're going to be like, "No, baby, it's not whale. It's why you're saying it wrong." And they will continue to hear it and they will learn. But when we say staying a virgin until marriage is the right way to do things, and then as time progresses, it's switching to where if you wait until marriage, you're weird. If you wait until marriage, it's like, "What's wrong with you? Don't you want to test drive the car before you buy it? Like, what if it's whack? What? It's the problem if that's something that somebody wants to do. Why does the opinions of others tend to control the life of, those
and if
who
you
are
want to go based on that mindset of that whole, like, if you don't want to test drive the car, what if the engine is not right? You get what I'm saying? Like, you just wasted a good,
What if the car has AIDS?
Exactly. Well, the car doesn't have, like, what about bad oil, Tony? Bad oil. We're
Okay.
gonna do the
All right,
car analogy. You're gonna have to.
Fine. What if the light switch is broken? Okay. What if the exhaust pipe has been utilized more than enough times? Whatever. Like, I understand the fact that you want to get to know this, but you don't just marry anybody. You can't just marry anybody. You can't meet a person and then be like, okay, I'm going to marry you. Because you don't know anything about them. And that's how come they have this thing called dating. And then before you actually date, what is it called? Oh shoot, my mind went blank. But you're like friendships, but you're like exclusive. Courting. There you go. That's what you court, right? You see the person, you like the person, you get to know them, all this other extra stuff. You like how it is, you start to date them. And as you're dating them, you get to know more about them. You get to see the family, you get to see how they react. And you got to put that all together. Like the way that he treats his mom, the way he treats his sister, how is he with other females? You know? You see all of that. And then that's when you start to get a little bit more serious. And it's like, hey, will you marry me? Yes, I'll marry you. Become fiancés and all this other extra stuff. And you continue on.
Sex is supposed to be a bonus.
The Bible does say that. Okay. Yes. The Bible, right? When you're married. But the sex within marriage is supposed to take you to that next level. It's supposed to be that much more better. So when you go and you're having sex with the person, now you just decided to skip that whole extra part. You skip the marriage. You skip the holy matrimony. You understand what I'm saying? And if he's whack and you guys are both virgins, guess what? He has no one to compare you to. So he could be a lay that's whack, but now you could train him to how you want him to be, and vice versa. Exactly. If you're no good, because there's no experience and there's nothing to compare, you guys could be lame and it'll be the best thing that ever happened to you because you don't have anybody to compare it to. And that's how come it's supposed to be that whole waiting thing. People are now doing these things like on TikTok, Instagram, like, oh, these soul ties. No such thing. No such thing. There, at least if you're looking in the Bible wise. If you look into whatever other spirituality thing, then that's whatever. But I don't live my life based on that, so I can't talk about it. But in the Bible, no. It's not soul ties. What you're opening yourself up to is freaking brokenness, in the sense that if he slept with someone else and then he sleeps with you, he could compare you to that other person. So now you are a whack lay because he has someone to compare you to. But if you wait until marriage, he can't compare you to nobody because he never experienced anybody else.
Exactly.
So it's insecurity that comes with, having other multiple partners, or the unfulfillment because, oh, the way this person used to do this to me, this person doesn't do it. Now you have comparison. And what do they say when you compare yourself to others? It kills your happiness. It's not soul ties. It's just you don't have what you're supposed to be having and experiencing and learning together and growing and blossoming. And then you experience these embarrassments and all that stuff together.
Yeah.
You try to have intercourse some type of way, you end up falling off the furniture, you guys laugh and giggle, whatever. And it's fun. It's, it's embarrassing, it hurts you, so you get a bruise, but whatever. But you still have those memories that you get to build together. Exactly. But instead, society's like, test drive the car. ¿Pa qué? For what? Don't test it out because you're testing out someone else's driving experience. That's like going with the dealer, letting the dealer drive.
That's like getting in a what is that called? One of those dealerships that sell old cars and stuff.
Like getting a used car.
Getting a used car, but then like painting it to look brand new, but it's really not brand new.
Like from Matilda. The father from Matilda, he just crazy glue the bumper just to make it look good. Yeah, that's what they do. They're just painting it so it can look good. And it's like, oh my God, I love it. Oh my God, I love the way it rides. Yeah, okay, until the freaking sucker breaks down and then you realize that you got nothing out of it.
I was blessed. God blessed me because when I did decide to lose my virginity.
No, we're not doing this. Whack. No, excuse me. No. We're not talking about this. We talk about the pressures of trying to supply, try to live up to the freaking pressures of society. We're not talking about that. No, we're not even doing it.
But I was gonna go.
No, we're fine. We're good. No,
okay, fine. Make sure you cut that out then.
No, it's not. All this is staying here, okay? I'm not cutting anything anymore. If we're gonna give it to them like this is how they're gonna get it, all mumble jumbled and everything.
Oh my God!
And you can blame Jay for that.
I'm so sick of you. I don't even know why we talk.
You can blame Jay. Blame Jay. Jay was like, "Don't be so scripted." Okay. Toma, here you go. Here you go, guys. Okay, no, but we
Oh
only
my god, I
have
hate you, Jay. Just if you're listening, all right?
blame Jay. But yeah, I just feel like the only message that I can give out now, because we gotta close up real quick in a little bit, in a few more minutes. But my advice, I know we never give advices out there, but my advice to you listeners is just, I want to say, do what makes you happy. But again, the Bible says to not be led by your heart, because there's things that we could do that makes us happy that we know it's not good for us. But it brings us happiness, even though if it's just like 5-10 minutes, Like people drink to try to forget, and they have that happiness while they're drunk, and then when they sober up, the problem is still there. So my advice is not to do what makes you happy. Do what needs to be done. And then after that, you can do what you want to do. But make sure that the outcome is what you want it to be. And I can use the analogy again about cleaning the room. People don't want to sleep in a dirty room, they like a clean room. But you might not want to do that. Do the hard work, which is cleaning the room, and then you get to lay down and be lazy, because that's what you want to do afterwards. But then you get to enjoy the benefits, the blessings that comes with maintaining a clean room. Now you got that fresh air, you feel like you can actually breathe, and you get to relax and be content in a space that isn't so crowded and dirty. And I think that you should take that with you in life and everything that you do, whether you're listening to us and you're 10 years old, or you're listening to us and you're about to be 85. At the end of the day, you would become happy when you do what needs to get done. If you're in high school and you're going to go into college, do college, get it over and done with, because after that you get that career. Hopefully you pick something that you love. And because you studied so hard and you did everything that you have to do, now you're going to have that money, and then you could probably be able to live in that area that you always wanted to live in. If you're in the ghetto, now you get to be somewhere better. If your main goal in life is to find love, then don't give up and don't settle just because your family says it's about time. Of course, you're going to go through those bump in the roads and things like that, but eventually it's going to be beneficial when you find that person. But at the same time, don't just give up on anybody because they're not doing everything you want, because every relationship needs work. You have to forgive. You have to, so pressure, like one of the pressure societies, they're going to go and they're going to tell you like, oh, if they don't check off every box on that list of yours, drop them. Sometimes what you need in life is not what you want. And that's why people are so unmotivated to do things in life, because they want it they want it to be the way that they expect it to be. That's to come like those great love stories always start out the way you least expect it. It'll be like that pretty girl with the nerd, and it started off with them studying together for a project, but then she got to realize their personality and his quirks and all this other extra stuff, and next thing you know, she loves him, and here's the football jock that thought he was gonna be with her forever, and he's getting dumped. You understand? And the nerd didn't check off everything that she wanted, but checked off everything that she needed. So society's gonna tell you to go for what makes you happy and do what you want. Don't do that. Do what needs to get done, and eventually the cards will fall into place.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That was a nice speech, by the way.
Thank you. I did not rehearse it. No, but I just feel so strongly about it because I wish that I had someone telling me that when I was growing up.
I agree. Most definitely. Okay, my loves, I have some questions for you. What type of pressures have you found yourself under? How do you cope with the pressures placed onto you? How are you willing to break the pressure chain to you and everyone else around you?
Well, I know I spoke a lot for this episode,
yes.
But the way, wow.
I think we need to cut it, okay? You had enough.
Okay, but the way that I started coping is that I voiced it. I started talking a lot. Believe it or not, when I was younger, I didn't really speak much, so I think I'm just making up for lost times. I do read the word, obviously, and reading the word does give me ways to cope, like especially like Proverbs. It gives you a lot of different things to look at. And the ways that I'm changing it is the way that I treat my children, the way that I talk to them. Like when my daughter's like, oh, but this is not in style. And it's like, does this matter? Do you like it? When you wear it, do you feel pretty in it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. Oh yeah, I feel pretty. And then you wear it. As long as you're not disrespecting yourself, you're not degrading yourself, as long as you're not showing too much of yourself out there to try to get the audience's opinion. How do you feel about it? And I do that with all my children and everything. When she wants to go to school, it's like, okay, what do you want to go to school for? Is this something you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life? It's not like you got to be a doctor. I just, you know, in the sense of what making you happy, but doing what needs to get done. So that's how I'm breaking that cycle within my family. I'm starting with my children. You?
That sounds good. Me, I don't know how I'm gonna break my pressures because no, I mean I don't know because I've already said F it all, you know? Like I got that mindset, so like I think I've already broken my chains, you know? Like I'm just like F it all, I'll do what I want. And I
do what I want.
do what I want. Yeah.
All right, well then in that
holds
case
me down.
and
Nothing holds me down. Not even my family, my parents, and nothing holds me down. I do things for me now. I don't do anything to please other people, and I think that's the most healthiest, you know, perception I could ever give myself. You know?
Right. Okay. Well, let us know down in the comment section or send us an email. We have our link in the description box below. We would love to hear your responses. Well, that's all for tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Chitty Chat Chit Chat Podcast. Bye.